Groovy.
Well, it's been good catching up.
Unmotivated.
Okay. So knowing you, Andre, that's seems rather unusual. And I know it was your birthday yesterday. Did you have a good time? Did you hit the town?
No, I was in the woods actually. No one was attacked by a beaver or anything.
Okay. Well, that's those are all very good things.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's embarrassing being attacked by a beaver.
I can only imagine. I haven't been attacked by a beaver yet. I consider myself fortunate. Knock on wood.
Because if you come back from the woods and you say that, well, I was almost attacked by a bear, or I outrun a lynx or something, like that's a good story. But mauled by an angry beaver just seems a little lame.
What is it that you want to talk about today, Andre? Really?
What? Oh God! Virtual.
Well, you contacted me today with a little bit of short notice, saying that you really needed to be on today, and so I did everything I could to make some space in my schedule. Very happy to have you. I'm just curious what's on your mind and what it is that you need to get off your chest so bad.
I wouldn't say there's anything I need to get off my chest, but there's a lot of topics we could cover. I suppose we should just we should talk first about whether are you sad that softball season's over, and then we should talk about we could talk about war a bit, but that's not very interesting. We could talk about whose fault everything is, like. Not, and it doesn't even have to be co-related, but we can just like complain about members of the population. I'm thinking mostly like preschoolers and college students. That would be good.
It's interesting to hear your insights. For the most part, we're not going to be talking about any of that, I'm afraid. But okay, I do have something. I do have something. Only asked you what you want to talk about. Only tell you we're not talking about those things.
I assume that statement was just like some sort of non sequitur lead-in. You weren't actually asking me what I want to talk about. I can roll with the punches. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about.
Somewhat rhetorical. I have a list of questions here that I purposely picked out. Now, it's not necessarily going to be rapid fire, but the intention is that you answer, somewhat with your first instinct. You know what I mean? Like I don't want you to ponder and call a friend and try and figure out what the right answer is. There really isn't.
There isn't going to be a cognitive test, is there?
No, not really. Not really. It's more like about you and what your interests are and things like that. But I don't want you to really, I don't want you to spend too much time on thinking what it is. Just try and answer with your most instinctive answer, but don't just blurt out whatever either. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have to temper yourself in that way. Do you think you can take it on?
There's only one way of finding out.
Okay, great. Yeah. So here we go. Take a sip if you need to. What are you drinking, by the way?
I wasn't drinking anything, but I wasn't sure if it was that kind of interview. But I did put a beer off to the side just in case it turned out that it was.
Crack it open.
I'm drinking some leftover Belgian Moon.
Okay. And what are you smoking?
I'm trying to quit smoking, and I don't smoke in the house anyways.
Any other addictions I should know about?
No. I haven't even overeaten today.
Okay, great. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Favorite musician of all time?
Neil Young would have been the first answer, but can I also say James Booker? Or do I have to say one answer?
The little like heads up like instruction I gave at the beginning, was specifically done so that we can avoid situations like this one. And
Okay,
we're at question one. I'm putting down Neil Young. I think that was probably
No, I want to go with James. I want to go with James Booker.
Jesus.
That was thinking aloud.
Oh my goodness.
You didn't tell me don't think at all. You told me to think a little.
Okay.
That was me thinking a little.
Okay, let's see how we can do this. Because there are those games where I'll say a word, and then you need to tell me what the most instinctive word you think of next.
So
that's not exactly what we're doing, but at the same.
We'll pause for 2 to 3 seconds, and I'll give you a solitary and final answer.
Okay, that's good.
You can put down Neil Young then. You're regretting this already.
Best athlete in sports today?
Oh my God. Sidney Crosby.
Favorite day of the week?
Friday.
What's your least favorite day of the week?
Probably Tuesday.
Why Tuesday?
Because the earlier part of the week, obviously, is less good than the later part of the week, but Monday's too cliche of an answer, so Tuesday.
Yeah, fair enough. How do you take your coffee?
Depends on my mood. Okay, with milk and a little bit of sugar. It really does. I don't take it.
Okay,
I don't take it the same way.
Fine, that's fine. That's fine. Most
frequently, milk and a bit of sugar.
Okay. Let me ask it this way, because I know you feel that you've answered it, and so I'm not going against it. But let's say we roll up to a Tim Hortons drive-thru, and we're ordering through the speaker thing. What would you say to the customer service representative at Tim Hortons in terms of how you want your coffee?
1 cream.
Okay, so I'm a little bit off put here because before you said some milk, some sugar, but in a takeout sense you would just take 1 cream.
If I'm at a drive-through window, I'm not fucking around with sugar packets.
Okay. Last variation of this question, because I don't quite feel like I'm getting at it.
I told you at the beginning that there is
a lot of connotations. I think I got it. Let's say let's pretend for a moment that we're not in the pandemic environment circumstances that we're in right now. Let's say you're over at somebody's place for dinner, and there's coffee being served afterwards, and whoever's the host is offering to make the coffees. What do you think you would say to the host?
I would probably ask for milk or cream, whichever was more convenient to them, And if there was sugar out, I would use it, but I probably wouldn't ask for sugar.
Okay. All right. We're getting there. So typically, in terms of a full cup of coffee, you would take, generally in terms of milk or cream, depending on which one was most readily available, you would take 1 portion. If sugar was easily available and to your standards, how many portions of sugar would you put into your coffee?
Just so I kind of know it's there. It shouldn't be too sweet.
So one.
So probably a spoonful.
Okay. So
or a single sugar.
I feel like I got it. I think I've got the answer now. I think it's 1 cream and 1 coffee, one cream and 1 sugar. Depending on the cream availability, it might be 1 milk, 1 sugar. So we got there. Took a little bit of a while there, but I understand all the conditioning that goes into your mind. It makes me think, Andre, of have you by chance seen the Sherlock series, the British series on Netflix?
The one with Cumberbatch or the earlier ones?
Benedict Cumberbatch, yeah.
I've seen bits of it.
It comes out most prominently in season 2, but it is there in season 1. It's the whole Mind Palace thing.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Which is like I guess we can call it, depending on what one, those who have the ability to have a mind palace, you basically have like a database in your head if you can well structure it. I am convinced that you have a mind palace potential, but it is not a palace at all. It's a little all over the place. It's there's not a whole lot of structure there. The mind palace effect is present for you in your everyday life, in every decision, every thought that you make.
Yeah, it's probably more of a flop house, but it's there. It's a building.
Oh, we can call it a mind treehouse.
It's probably more like a clubhouse sort of pleasure palace thing. I think there'd be a snooker table in there somewhere.
Okay, you've thought about this.
Well, yeah. Sure.
All right. Okay, we're gonna get you going. It's taking me a little bit longer than I thought to get through these, but that's fine. I'm rolling with it. I have a feeling this one might be your favorite one, but we'll see. Square root of 121.
The square root of 121?
Yes, you just repeated the question, but that's okay.
I don't think 100 and I'm really bad at math.
Okay, we can.
It's 11-ish. I haven't been able to.
It's totally fine. I just wanted to put one of those in there just to see what would happen. I was thinking that either you would kind of answer it a little bit like Rain Man, or this would happen.
No. I am not a numbers man.
All right, this one's a little bit more of a scenario, but here we go. You're blitzed out of your mind. You get home. You have the place to yourself. You're not quite tired. You have a decent buzz going on. What do you end up doing?
If I had alcohol in the house, which I don't always have, I would have another drink and I would listen to some records.
Any particular record that comes to mind? The first one that you're going to put on, you'd say.
Roosevelt Sykes.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Swiss mocha. No, pistachio. Sorry.
We can get into the specifics behind this next question after you answer it. because I'm not actually certain of what your beliefs are. But let's say for a moment, you can ask one question to God or the universe or any supreme being out there that will be answered. What's the question you would ask?
Why do people like Queen?
I actually have the answer to that question.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What?
Well, it's because the king was really rude to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See what I did there? Yeah.
Yes, I do. But I really would like to know why that is, but I should probably think of a better question to ask a supreme being, should one exist.
Good point. Are you a? I don't even know, despite us knowing each other for as long as we have. Are you a religious person? Where does your faith stand? What's your whole viewpoint on a supreme being and how everything works?
No, I'm an atheist.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to elaborate on that.
No, that's fine. Of all the questions we've gone through so far,
I am certain
the one that normally would. That's great.
It is maybe the only thing that I'm absolutely sure about. I don't even know what ice cream I like.
You were going to go twist mocha, and you went with pistachio.
Pistachio, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for participating. I thought it was actually quite fun. The one that comes to me or comes to mind to myself, and it's not a wrong answer. It's a totally subjective thing. Is Sidney Crosby, and I'm wondering if you're looking at it from the perspective of the greatest active athlete playing today, who is still having a dominant impact while also having a very successful career thus far.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow enough sports to be able to look. Obviously, the best athlete on the planet is probably a track and field athlete, but I don't know anything about track and field athletes. I really only watch hockey, baseball, and tennis, and then my question would be: do you consider snooker and car racing to be sports?
Yeah. Yeah.
You probably didn't think we would talk this much about billiards.
I didn't really think much of it, Andre. I mean, I didn't. It's not like I'm intending to script these things out so that they go particular ways. It kind of goes wherever it goes.
No, I mean, I haven't been hanging out in bars much in the last 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Even at that.
Why is that? What's happened in the last 9 months, Andre? That's changed your.
I don't know. I guess sometime around mid-March, I just decided I wanted to stay home more.
Fuck this going outside shit.
Yeah, it's I'm just gonna stop going to the office, and I'm gonna see if they notice.
You can't. I like it. It's one day it's too hot, one day it's too cold, it's raining, there's too much wind, there's nothing, it's too sunny. It's tired.
Sorry, I can't come into the office today because I'm at a drive-through window screwing around with sugar packets. I'm not going to be able to make it
in. I'm also trying to figure out what the quality of their cream is because I'm too wary about asking for milk at the Tim Hortons drive-through. I just can't do it.
All right. I assume you've got some more questions on there.
No, I don't. And just to just for the record, I had those questions out just so we can kind of try out that little rapid fire exercise. I haven't done that yet, and that was something that I really wanted to do, and I thought you'd be a fun person to do it with.
Well, thank you.
So it's not
Sorry,
all.
I gave you 2 answers for almost every question.
That's okay. That's okay. I knew. Look, I had forewarning. I knew that this was coming. So, and I have known you for several years. I'm not stupid.
Just blame my mind palace.
That's right. Oh no, wait,
with its horrible jumble of rooms. It's like you come in to the foyer, and then you go through there, and then there's just another foyer, and then you just keep going, and there's just more foyers.
Maybe you have an elevator in your mind palace that goes from side to side. You have a horizontal elevator, but when you're in the elevator and it's in movement, somehow the mechanics makes it feel like you're going up and down.
Whoa, I feel like that would require psychedelics of some sort.
I think you'd be well covered. All right, we'll wrap this up. Can you tell me, given the pandemic and everything going on, our world has completely changed. Things are no longer the same. People keep thinking about when we're going to be returning to any or an increased state of normalcy. What's been your setting with all that? What's kind of been changed for you? What are some of the challenges? What are some of the opportunities that have come about for you? That what are your circumstances? That people can maybe relate to.
I mean, they haven't, just because of my general situation, they haven't really changed that much. I'm not at the office, obviously. So, I'm working from home, and that, I guess that's been a bit of a discipline challenge for them, because I can work from 1 in the afternoon. Well, maybe not really if I have to do something, but like I can just like somehow put 7.5 hours over the course of 15 hours. It has been a bit of a challenge, but other than that, like, obviously, I can't, obviously, a lot of people I know that like work in bars or hang out in bars, I don't see them as often, but by and large, my life's not been that different.
I hear you. So you're still figuring out the self-discipline, the self-management of yourself.
That train has sailed. I'm just I'm not kidding.
Because it was starting to sound that. It was starting to sound, you know how most young adults or teenagers, move into adulthood, and they have these leaps and bounds. Like, you somehow just you bypass that step. Yet right now, with the current set of circumstances, you're going through it right now.
I just accepted by mid-April that, okay, I'm never going to work efficiently, and this is just now this is my life now. Now I just sit around all day and like do architectural drawings in an extremely inefficient fashion, and at some point in between, I eat and do laundry. That's how it is.
I consume some of our planet's resources as I go.
but that's it. But basically now, I just draw architecture for about 16 hours a day, and then I watch 2 movies, and then I sleep for 4 hours, and then I repeat. Whatever floats your boat. I'm the most technically inept person on the planet, so.
You've you've succeeded in logging into the Zoom call. I do feel like it's been a success thus far. Mind you, it isn't over yet, so who knows? I can't underestimate you, Andre.
I wouldn't even know how to F up the Zoom meeting.
Well, you know, it would be really hard considering the power of editing, but do not underestimate the power of Andre Kirchhoff. You can do things that you shouldn't be able to do.
Yeah, I mean,
it's that mind clubhouse you got going. I am conscious that you have your trivia tonight, so I will let you go, fine sir.
I gotta do groceries and stuff.
That's great, and thank you for mentioning that, alluding to that. There's no pressure in terms of ending this call, but I'm also saying that just because I'm ready to end the call myself. So. If I'm just being honest, I'm just kind of had my fill up of Andre Kirchhoff today.
Fair enough.
And then I actually end up having to watch these over and over again quite a few times before I end up posting them. So I'm going to be seeing a lot of you. I'm going to see. Actually, what I could do is I could send the recording to you. You can edit it. You can send it back to me.
You will get an unedited recording back about 4 days later.
I'll probably just get an auto forward.
I don't know. I'll probably just add more recording to it. I wouldn't even know how to edit it.
If you have no need to do it, don't bother. Don't go venturing into the world if you don't need to.
At the moment, I don't. But okay. I'll let you know if I do.
All right. Andre, you have yourself a good night. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking the time and speaking with me today. You're a fine gentleman, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Indeed. Cheers, man.